92.3 News FM.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Hi, I'm Coach Tim Cohn. Get to know the power that's in play in the world of sports. Tune in to Power and Play with Noli Iyala, Saturdays, 8 a.m. at Radio 5 92.3 News FM.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Hello, this is Richard Gomez. Alamin ang lakas sa likod ng mga laro. Tune in to Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Tuwing Sabado yan, alas 8 ng umaga sa Radyo 5, 92.3 News FM.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Hello, si Coach Leo Atriana San Miguel po ito. Alamin ang lakas sa likod ng mga laro. Tune in to Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Tuwing Sabado yan, alas 8 ng umaga sa Radyo 5, 92.3 News FM.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipagdiwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon, talento natin ang bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Maniga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing nating katropa. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino.
Huntahan, balitaan at talakayan sa mundo ng palakasan. Sabado ng umaga, edi paano? Bangon na! Power and Play na! Power and Play with Noli Iyala. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat mga kapatid.
Good morning!
Nagbabalik po kami. Alam ba, 24 days na lang pala, no? Oh, may Pasko na. Marami na pong nag-aantay ng Kapaskuhan. Isang Christmas jingle dyan, Jerjen. Kasi talagang malapit na po ang Pasko. Tayo po'y bumabati. Merry Christmas sa inyong lahat. Magandang umaga po. Nagbabalik po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, ang Yerong May Aluminum, Cherry Tigo, It's Fun to Drive, Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan, at ng True Religion, where passion meets power. Of course, we're powered by Smart. Live Smart. Binabati po natin ng isang magandang umaga lahat po ng ating mga suki. As usual, lagi natin sinasabi yan, lahat po ng mga nagmamaneho, nakikinig sa kanilang mga radyo, sa mga emergency room, mga pauwi po mula sa call center, yung pong mga security guard na nakatutok po sa radyo sa 92.3 News FM. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. And of course, yung mga nagbubukas na ng kanilang mga tanggapan, yung mga naghahanda na po na magtrabaho kahit Sabado, syempre, merong mga nag-half day dyan na nakatutok po sa 1PH on Signal TV. Good morning to everyone. And of course, lahat po ng ating mga suki all over the world via our Facebook Live live stream sa 1PH Power and Play, and of course sa Radyo 5. Nako, ako'y muntik ng mahuli, pero ako naman ay natutuwa kahit na medyo tayo muntik ng mahuli, sapagkat tayo po'y dumalo doon sa napakagandang programa na inilunsad po ng Department of Interior and Local Government. Ito po yung tinatawag na BIDA programa, Buhay, Ingatan, Drogay, Ayawan. Ito po ang programa para sa drug demand reduction and of course rehabilitation, at para po siguraduhin ang ating kabataan ay malayo mula sa nakakasirang bisyo ng illegal na droga. At kanina po nakasama natin si Secretary Benher Abalos ng Department of Interior and Local Government. Magandang umaga, Sec Benher. Naku, pambihira ang programa mo. Congratulations sa DILG, at tayo po ay natutuwa na ang Philippine Sports Commission po ay nakasama dyan sa programang yan. Nakasama din po natin of course ang mga iba't ibang mga mayors ng Kalakang, Maynila. Yung pong mga kasama natin from the government agencies, ang PDEA, ang PNP, ang BJMP, ang MMDA, at ang mga iba't ibang local governments po. Nandun din po kanina yung pong isa nating kasama na siya po ay si Mayor Javi Benitez ng Victoria City, Negros Occidental. Siya po ang currently the focal mayor for youth and sports development ng League of the Cities Philippines, and concurrently the president ng Negros Association of Chief Executives. Good morning, Mayor, at sa lahat po ng dumalo. Nagpunta rin po dyan, of course, ang ating mga atleta, pinangungunahan ni Chris Nievares ng Philippine Rowing Association, ang ating Olympian, si Jack Animam ng SBP, ng basketball, women's basketball, at ang ating World Women's Jiu-Jitsu champion, si Meggy Ochoa, para suportahan po itong BIDA program. So talagang nakakatuwa, sapagkat sama-sama po para sa paglaban at pagpuksa ng nakasisirang illegal na droga. Basta po tayo, kayo po ay iiwas sa droga, kayo ang bida. Buhay, ingatan, drogay, ayawan. Alright mga kapatid, ngayong araw pong ito, marami din tayong pag-uusapan. Siyempre, lagi naman, at of course, mamaya po makakausap natin sa patuloy po nating pagpapakilala ng mga sports at mga sports associations ng bansa na hindi masyado nabibigyan ng pansin. Ang mamaya po ating makakausap at ang ating tatalakayin ang sport ng wakeboarding. Wakeboarding. Yan po yung ginagamit para parang mag-skating sa tubig. Mamaya po ating makakausap yan. Mamaya din po ating tatalakayin ang ongoing na PVL Reinforced semifinals, at ang isa sa mga semifinalist ay ating po makakausap ang Cherry Tigo at ang kanilang player na si Mylene Paat, at saka yung kanila pong import. Mamaya din po yan sa ating pagpapatuloy. At mamaya sa dulo sa ating second hour, himayin natin ang konting mga issues tungkol sa NBA at sa PBA. Doon po sa kasama nating from Chicago, si Homer Sayson. And of course, yung ating paboritong fast take sa ilang saglit. Pero siyempre, simulan na po natin sa pamamagitan ng pagbabalita ng mga ikangay gumulat sa atin ngayon pong linggong ito sa ating Sports Weekly Highlights.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Umpisa pa lang ng FIFA World Cup, punong-puno na ng drama. Naku, grabe ito. Naitala ang itinuturing na biggest upset of all time ng talunin ng Saudi Arabia, ang Argentina. Naku, napapakamot na lamang si Messi sa group stages sa score na 2-1. Nakauna ang Argentina sa likod ng penalty kick ni Lionel Messi, pero nakumpleto ng Saudi Arabia ang comeback sa back-to-back goals sa second half. Japan naman ang nakadali sa Germany sa isa ring comeback win. 1-0 ang score sa likod ng penalty kick ng 2014 champions. Pero nakatakas ang Japanese squad sa goals sa 75th at 83rd minutes. Wow, grabe ang simula ng World Cup. Iba't ibang klase ng upset ang ating po napapanood. Sa PVL, sa semifinals ng PVL Reinforced Conference, double sweep ang nangyari. Unang naka-straight sets win ang Cream Line kontra defending champions na Petrogas. 25-21, 25-20 at 25-23. Nanguna dyan ang kanilang Turkish import na si Elise Basa na may 17 points. Sa kabilang serye, sweep din ang panalo ng Signal kontra Cherry Tigo. 28-26, 25-17 at 25-23. Kumamada ng 21 points si Ty Bierria sa kanilang American import. Sa basketball news naman, nalaglag sa top spot ng world ranking ang Team USA na siyang pinalitan ng Spain. Aba, kita nyo, hindi na number 1 ang Amerika, ha? Base po yan sa latest ranking ng FIBA. Aba, matagal-tagal na to, ha? Kita nyo to, ha? Ito ang unang beses na nawala ang Amerika sa number 1 ranking sa loob ng 12 taon. Samantala, umangat ng isang pwesto ang Gilas Pilipinas mula sa ranggo na 41st. Ngayon po tayo ay 40th. Sa ibang balita sa basketball, nagsimula na ang paghilom ng mga sugat sa nangyaring basket brawl sa pagitan ng JRU at College of St. Benilde. Personal na nagpunta sa practice ng CSB si John Amores para personal na humingi ng tawad sa buong team. Sa litratong ibinahagi ni Coach Charles Chu, makikitang kasama ni Amores ang manlalaro ng CSB. Mabuti naman at tayo natutuwa ganyan sa mga ganyang klaseng pangyayari. At sa PBA, buhay pa sa PBA Commissioner's Cup ang NLEX Road Warriors. Kasunod ng thrilling overtime stunner kontra Barangay Ginebra, 120-117. Binasag ng Road Warriors ang kanilang 5-game losing streak para umangat sa 4-7 record. Tabla sila sa TNT sa ika-10 pwesto. Tinamaan naman ang twice-to-beat aspirations ng Gin Kings na naputol din ang 5 straight wins. At yan po ang ating buod na mga balita sa Sports Weekly Highlights. Ang daming upset, no? Mayat maya kung saan-saan ang mga upsets, hindi lamang sa PBA, dito po sa local leagues, kung hindi sa World Cup. Pinag-uusapan po natin ang World Cup. Nakita na po natin sa pagpapasimula a few of the early victories dyan po sa World Cup, yung FIFA World Cup na ginaganap sa Qatar. Naku, grabe. Nakita nyo ba yung kanilang stadium? Pambihira po at ang dami ng taong pumupuno sa mga laro ng FIFA World Cup. Early winners of course ang Portugal. Si Ronaldo ay naka-score ng isang goal sa kanilang panalo kontra Ghana. At si Ronaldo po ay nakapagtala ng isang record bilang unang tao o unang football player na naka-score sa 5 iba't ibang World Cup. Wow! Unbelievable, ha? Ang Brazil naman po ay nanalo kontra Serbia at ang Iran po ay nanalo kontra Wales. Ang Brazil, bagamat nanalo, ay magkaroon ng injury yung kanilang kapitan at napakahalagang player si Neymar. So aabangan po natin yan kung ano mangyayari sa kanilang player. Ang iba pa pong nanalo ay ang Spain, ang Belgium, ang Croatia, yung nag-finalist nung huling beses ng World Cup ay nakadraw. At ang Switzerland, tinalo po, in an upset din, ang Cameroon. Andyan na rin po, of course, ang France. So, ito po ang ating topic ngayong umagang ito at gusto po nating pulsuhan, no? Sa ating pong pulso ng bayan, hatid sa inyo ng Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Ang tanong po natin, anong bansa, sa tingin ninyo, ang maghahari sa 2022 FIFA World Cup? Naku, matagal pa, ha? Marami pang pagdadaanan. Pero siguro meron na kayong mga napupusuan at tinatansya. Ano pong bansa ang tingin nyo ay maghahari o magkakampiyon sa FIFA World Cup ngayong taon na to? Kung gusto nyo pong makipagtalakayan sa amin, magpadala lamang ng inyong komentaryo sa aming hotline 0908-208-0629 o di kaya ay mag-comment sa Facebook page ng Power and Play o sa Facebook page ng 1PH o ng Radyo 5. Ha? Mamaya po, babasahin natin ang inyong mga kasagutan. Ha? Medyo matagal-tagal tayo hindi nakapag-live kaya nakakatuwang balik tayo sa studio. Alright, bago natin ipasok ang ating unang set of guests, syempre paalala po mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Joyride Super App. Yung kanila pong Joyride Super App Top Up Promo sa Power and Play. Napakadali lamang pong sumali para manalo ng 1,000 JR Pay Wallet Credits. Again, naulitin ko po yan na hindi po yan cash. Yan po ay e-wallet credits na ilalagay sa inyong Super App. I-download lang po ninyo ang latest version ng Joyride Super App. Kuhanan po ng screenshot yung app's home screen kasama ng inyong pangalan at ipadala po sa yung screenshot na yan sa aming Power and Play Facebook page. Power and Play po via private message. Isama nyo na po ang inyong pangalan at ang inyong registered mobile number sa Joyride account. At mamaya po kami ay pipili ng 5 mananalo ng 1,000 pesos JR Pay Wallet Credits mula sa Joyride Super App. Maraming salamat po sa lahat ng mga palakad ng Joyride, ang bago ninyo pong kasundo. Alright, mga kaibigan, at this time, it's panahon na po para ipasok natin ang ating pambungad na handog, ang Fast Take.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Ang Fast Take ay hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Tigo. It's fun to drive. And of course, dito po sa Fast Take, lagi ang ating pong pinapaalala. Ang mahalaga po dito ay ang opinion ng mga taong nasa likod ng balita. At ngayong araw pong ito, again, maswerte po tayong makakasama natin, mga suki natin sa Fast Take. Walang iba kung hindi si Abak Cordero ng Philippine Star at si Ed Andaya. Magandang umaga. Abak and Ed, good morning.
Good morning po, Chairman. Good morning, Ed.
Chairman.
Good morning.
Fantastic.
Thank you for joining us. Nakita nyo naman yung shirt ko. Kita nyo, World Championship sa Liverpool. Siguro dito ako magsisimula. Siguro, I'll ask you, Ed. Alam naman natin na very, mataas yung expectation natin kay Kaloyulo, no? Pero, ika nga medyo kinapos ng konti sa World Championship. Sa tingin mo ba okay pa si Kaloy at hindi naman nadiderail ang ating tsansa patungo sa Paris Olympics?
Chairman, alam mo, yung hindi naging magandang performance ni Kaloy, well, we all know, party yung nung pag-grow niya, no? So, I think tuloy-tuloy pa rin naman yung aspirations natin na makapasok sa Paris Olympics sa 2024.
Alright, well, alam natin yan na patuloy ang ensayo ni Kaloy at nakausap ko nga si Ma'am Cynthia Carion at talaga namang mataas pa rin ang ating expectations. At sana nga, hindi naman masiraan ang loob. Of course, nakausap natin si Kaloy at sabi niya, buo loob, lalaban para sa bayan. Abak, mamaya, big game sa UAAP. Ito ay ang dalawang nangunguna, Ateneo kontra UP. At ito ay siguro, hindi lamang magiging very important pagdating sa team standings kung sino yung makakakuha ng twice to beat. Pero more than that, baka preview na to ng finals. Abak, your bold prediction, Ateneo versus UP. Tatanungin ko rin si Ed.
Mamaya yata, Chairman, all games will have a bearing, ano? So, yung mga naglalabanan for the last seat, ano, sa Final Four. So, tapos meron ka pang Ateneo UP na rematch. So, mamaya magkakaalaman siguro kung saan tayo papunta sa Final Four.
Oo, napakahalaga niyan sapagat mainit na mainit. Alam naman natin sa first round nanalo ang UP kontra Ateneo. Pero sa huling laban ng UP, talagang napahirapan pa sila ng NU. So, umiikot ang bola. Ikaw, meron ka bang strong feelings or kumbaga pakiramdam kung anong mangyayari mamaya dyan sa laban ng Battle of Katipunan?
Alam mo, Chairman, yung UP, nabanggit mo nga kanina na nanalo sila ng first round. I'm sure talagang pipilitin nila na maulit yung panalo. Siyempre, ayaw naman nila na masabi na tsamba lang yun. So, I think yung UP talagang magsusumikat mamaya na talunin nila ang Ateneo.
Oo, at saka alam mo, ang inaiwasan mo dito, although parehong malakas yung nasa ilalim, if ever papasok ang NU, number 3, ang lakas niyan. So iniiwasan mo rin yung makakalaban mo yung number 3. Pero yung number 4, namumuro ng konti dyan ang Lasal at hindi mo rin naman matatawaran ang lakas ng Lasal. So talagang, ika nga, mukhang itong dalawang team na to nagkakasukatan na lamang para magkaroon ng momentum going into the semifinals or the Final Four. Alright, gentlemen, simulan na natin ang ating mga tunay na issues ngayong umagang ito sa ating Fast Take. Again, ang lagi nating sinasabi, bato-bato sa langit, tamaan, huwag magagalit, walang tama, walang mali, ang opinion nyo ang mahalaga. We have 1 minute to answer ating mga issues this morning at ang ating unang issue ay tungkol sa paparating or nagaganap na PVL Reinforced conference na ngayon ay nasa semifinals na. Sa 4 na natitirang PVL squads, sino sa tingin nyo ang papasok sa finals ng Reinforced conference? I'll begin with you, Abak. 1 minute. Go!
Alam mo, Chairman, I had the pleasure of watching Creamline versus Choco Mucho live 2 weeks ago sa MOA Arena. And nakakagulat talaga yung fan reception. You rarely see a crowd as wild watching a local sporting event, except siguro pag Ginebra or Ateneo versus Lasal or UP. So based on this, I would like to see Creamline getting to the finals. Nandyan din ang F2, ang Cherry Tigo, and Signal, as the other semi-finalists. Anyone among this, magandang kalaban sa Creamline. Pero if we will base it on popularity and fan base, I think the fans would be wishing for Creamline of Alyssa Valdez versus F2. Nandiyan sila Kalay Mau, sila Abigail Maranyo, Kim D, Joy Baron, sila Ara Galang, si Lindsay Stalzer, Ewan ko lang, Chairman, pero parang malapit ang puso ko sa Signal. I think you feel the same way with Cherry Tigo, So, in the end, akin, Creamline versus anybody.
Baka blockbuster yan. Basta nandyan ang Creamline. Of course, alam naman natin ang mga gano'ng kasikat. Isama mo pa si Tots Carlos. Naku, talaga naman pambihira ang koponan ng Creamline. Alright, Ed, same issue. Sino sa tingin mo sa 4 na natitirang PVL squads ang papasok sa finals ng Reinforced Conference? 1 minute, Ed. Go!
Yes, Chairman, papag-usapan nga natin itong women's volleyball. Alam natin na ang dami-dami ng nanonood dito, Itong Final Four, alam natin lahat ng teams magagaling, malalakas, Pero sa tanong nga kung sino yung pinipili natin, I like the chances nitong Creamline, Full Smashers. Number 1 sila sa qualifying round, Right now, meron silang 8-1 record, 7-1 sa qualifying stage, tapos 1-0 na nga dito sa semifinals after nung hard-earned victory nila sa Petrogas. So, sa finals, mas napipisil ko na magharap dito yung Creamline, saka itong Signal. Pareho silang may malakas na import, parang magagaling yung coaches, magagaling yung import, and of course gusto natin yung yung Alyssa Valdez versus Rachel Andakis. Ito yung mga inaabangan, ito yung faces of Philippine volleyball right now.
Yan ang nakakatuwa sa volleyball, Talagang ang daming mga faces, sabi nga ni Ed, ng volleyball, ang daming superstar, ang daming inaabangan, at napakagagaling, And kahit na sinong piliin mo dun sa mga nasa semifinals, talagang magdadala ng tao. Pero as you said, dahil sa kanilang unang 2 panalo, Creamline at saka ang Signal, mukhang liyamado na. Although, round robin itong system yata nila. Kaya it's anybody's game, hindi naman ito head-to-head. So marami pang pwedeng mangyari dyan sa PVL. Kaya manood po kayo mga kapatid, dito yan po sa Signal TV. Alright, ang ating susunod na issue, gentlemen, ito medyo controversial ng konti. Kasi alam nyo po, itong UAAP, ang siguro isa na lamang o one of the few na nananatiling malaking liga sa collegiate ranks na meron pa ring foreign players. Ang NCAA po ay nagtanggal na ng kanilang foreign players a couple of years back, no? Pero ang UAAP nandun pa rin po. At marami ngayong nagsasabi, baka panahon na. Dahil ito daw mga players na to ay palipat-lipat at nagiging mercenaryo. So ang tanong, panahon na ba na alisin ang mga foreign players sa UAAP men's basketball? I will begin with you, Ed. 1 minute. Go!
Chairman, I think I have to disagree do sa opinion ng mga ibang kasama natin na panahon na para alisin yung mga foreign players. Unang-una, I know, nakakadagdag sa excitement ng mga games yung pagkakaroon ng foreign players. Alam naman natin, right now, open basketball na tayo, and even yung mga players natin na nagiging imports na rin, nagbibigyan ng mga scholarships sa iba't ibang mga foreign school para makalaro. So I don't see any reason para alisin natin yung mga foreign players natin sa UAAP, no? Although, well, nabanggit mo nga kanina sa NCAA, inalis na nila, no? Right now, I know sa UAAP, halos lahat ng schools meron ng mga foreign players except for UE na wala, no? And even sa women's basketball ng UAAP, meron na rin mga foreign players. So, I think tama lang na ituloy yun at magkaroon ng lalong mas exciting games sa games ng UAAP.
Well, maganda yung sinabi ni Ed, no? Talagang nakakadagdag ng mapapanood, nakakadagdag of course ng excitement. Kaya marami pa rin ang tinatanggap ang mga foreign players. Meron din of course na kumukontra. Kaya ang tanong, Abak, same issue. Panahon na ba na alisin ang mga foreign basketball players sa UAAP? 1 minute, Abak. Go!
Sa akin, Chairman, parang plaka to. May flip side, no? So, one side tells us we should stop the practice because somehow it deprives our own players, our young players, the chance to shine, ano? Minsan kasi kung masyado dominant yung foreign player, sa kanya lang nakasalala yung chances ng team nila, no? Kaya nga sabi ng iba, dapat hindi na talaga makasama sa MVP race yung mga foreigners. Instead, choose the best import award na lang, di ba? And also, parang it creates an imbalance in the league. There are some teams siguro secretly recruiting na lang, no? What I'm saying is meron schools that do not have the resources to lure or attract foreign students who can play like a PBA import. But on one side, it's supposed to be no problem din dahil kung yung mga Filipino nga nagiging scholars, basketball scholars sa US, kunyari Division 2, bakit tayo natutuwa, hindi ba? So why deprive these foreign players? Why discriminate, ano? Pwede sa akin siguro, tuloy lang, one foreign player per team.
Ako, I totally agree with the two of you. I do not believe na ang mga foreign players ay dapat alisin. Ang mas mahalaga sa akin, and of course, ang foreign players ay, again, under the presumption that they are student athletes, no? Hindi sila mga mercenaryo. Hindi sila yung lumilipat-lipat lang, naghahanap ng eskwelahan, hindi nag-aaral, at talagang gusto lamang maglaro, at kung ayaw na dun sa isang team, ay lilipat na naman. Siguro, imbis na isiping alisin, i-regulate. Siguraduhin lang na yung mga rules ay tama, na hindi tayo magkakaroon ng instance na talagang, kumbaga, gagamitin lamang ang collegiate basketball para sa ibang purpose. Kaya ako, I agree, nakakatulong yan, nakakataas ng antas ng basketball, at higit sa lahat, kung gagamitin tama, ito ay makakatulong sa napakaraming mga student athletes kahit na sila ay banyaga. Alright, third and final issue of the morning. Naku, ito isa pang pinag-uusapan. Hindi naman controversial dahil nangyayari naman talaga to. Pero pinag-uusapan, nung isang laro ng Converge, hindi inilaro ni Coach Aldin Ayo si Quincy Miller, yung kanilang import. Pinag-uusapan ng import dahil sa disciplinary sanctions dahil na late sa practice after nung kanyang birthday celebration. So, ang tanong, after that, natalo ang Converge, of course, no? Sang-ayon ba kayo sa ginawa ng Converge na di palaruin si Quincy Miller bilang disciplinary action kahit natalo ang kanilang team? I will begin with you, Abak. 1 minute, go!
Yes, Chairman, sang-ayon ako. Frankly, I would have done the same. Benching Quincy Miller for 1 game sends the strong message that there is no sacred cow in the team. It sends a lesson. It's a lesson not only to imports but to local players and the entire league itself. Considering the reason for his failure to join practice, ibang klase. It's not an emergency situation that you can really understand better. So to me, tama ang ginawa ng Converge. Also, with the 7-game winning streak and an 8-3 record, it somehow gave them the cushion to come up with such a decision. Sabi siguro nila, sige, we can afford this game. Basta send the message na wag na ito mauulit, especially pag playoffs na. So I would think it would have been an entirely different situation if it were a knockout game or a do-or-die game against Northport. Baka mas nahirapan silang gumawa ng decision. So sayang din. But Quincy is having a great stint, so sana he doesn't put a blemish on his reputation with this incident. Wag na sana maulit.
Maganda yung punto mo, Amak, na siguro napadali yung decision dahil maganda ang kanilang record, no? Again, mahirap naman mag-speculate kung sila ay nasa bingid nga ng alanganin dun sa semifinals if they would have done the same. But knowing Aldin Ayo, nako, ibang klaseng disciplinarian din si Coach Aldin. Ed, same issue. Sangayon ka ba sa ginawa ng Converge na kahit sila natalo, hindi pinaglaro si Quincy Miller dahil sa disciplinary action? 1 minute, Ed. Go!
Yes, Chairman, I have to agree with the decision of Converge sa kanang kaibigan natin nga na nabanggit ni Abac Caldero kanina na yung sa pagdisciplinary action na ipinataw nila kay Quincy Miller tama lang, no? Unang-una, alam naman natin sa sports, isa sa mga foundation natin na itinuturo sa mga kabataan is yung discipline. So yung pag-i-impose ng discipline ng Converge sa nangyari kay Quincy Miller na nag-skip ng practice dahil nga sa birthday celebration niya, naaayon lang, no? Alam naman natin si Converge Governor, si Chito Salud, panahon pa ng nga during as Commissioner ng PBA, even nung time ni the late Commissioner Rudy Salud, talagang very disciplinary na yung mga yun. So, agree ako na magkaroon ng suspension kay Quincy Miller. I'm sure binati naman nila ng happy birthday bago itinato yung suspension.
Maganda yun. Alam mo, I agree with the two of you. Talagang dapat tama yung ginawa nila. It sends a strong message hindi lamang sa kanilang team, but pati sa liga. Lalong-lalo na, maganda yung sinabi ni Abac na yung rason naman ni Quincy Miller birthday celebration. Hindi naman ito matter of life and death. At pwede naman pigilin yung birthday celebration ng alas 12 ng gabi, diba? Para makauwi na maaga at makapasok pa rin. Tayo nga, Ed at Abac, galing din ako sa konting celebration kahapon at naimbita tayo. Pero alas 5 ng umaga, nasa Quezon Memorial Circle na ako at merong bida program ng DILG. At ngayon, nandito na ako. Kaya siguro, kahit tayo mag-celebrate, pwede pa naman tayo maging professional at pumasok sa ating mga hanap buhay. Ed at Abac, maraming salamat muli sa oras na binigay niyo sa amin sa Fast Take. Sa uulitin, wag sana kayo magsasawa. Maraming salamat.
Thank you,
Chairman.
Mga kaibigan, ang ating mga kaibigan sa hanap buhay at talaga namang mga veterano pagdating sa sports, si Ed Andaya at si Abac Cordero. Alright! Ang daming tama yung mga ganun Alam mo, yung disiplina, yan ang mahalaga. Yung sinasabi ni Ed, values para sa sports. Disiplina, sakripisyo, that's important pagdating po sa larangan ng sports. Isang paalala muna bago tayo mag-break mula sa ating mga kaibigan sa Smart. Puso Pilipinas is a movement to celebrate the Filipino athlete powered by Smart. Follow them on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Get a chance to win exclusive Puso Pilipinas merch by sharing their Facebook page in your social media accounts with hashtag Puso Pilipinas. The GigaLife app is the latest mobile app from Smart that lets you discover and enjoy your passions with the different Giga promos. It can be downloaded and used by Smart Postpaid, Smart Prepaid, Bro Prepaid, and TNT subscribers via the Apple or Google Play Store. What can the GigaLife app do for me? Check your balance, monitor your current subscription, top up using debit credit card, subscribe to the latest Giga promos, monitor your data consumption, auto-detect your mobile number when you are connected to Smart Network one-tap subscription to the most popular offer, Giga Video 99. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart! At sa ating pong pagbabalik, Cherry Tigo will be in the house. Live interview sa kanilang mga players. And of course, sila po ay lumalaban sa PVL Reinforced semifinals. Ito po ang Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go, at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 8:38 ng umaga.
I dare to dream big, to be a voice of my generation, to inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai's stories on Twitter and share yours with Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice na swak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Magbabalik sa ilang sandali ang programang hindi nyo mabitawan sa 92.3 News FM. Radio 5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Sali na sa masayang bardagulan ng mga Kalye Queens. Tuwing Sabado, 8:30pm sa TV5 at Linggo, 8pm sa Sari Sari Channel.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Prepare your heart for an all-out clash. Catch the Premier Volleyball League Invitational Conference. Games every Tuesdays, 2:30pm and 5:30pm. Thursdays and Saturdays, 2:30pm and 9:30pm on One Sports.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay Cherry Loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Singgaling na, singkulit pa. Singgaling Kids. Tuwing Sabado, 6pm sa TV5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taong pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Nangunguna sa balita at impormasyon, tulong at inspirasyon. Ito ang bago at totoong tunog ng serbisyo publiko para sa bawat Pilipino. Mas pinalakas, mas pinalawak na AM sa FM 92.3 News FM Radyo 5. Radyo 5. Balik tayo sa programang inaabangan nyo sa 92.3 News FM Radyo 5. Kami ang bagong tunog ng serbisyo publiko.
Power and Play. Game na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM. Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
Muli po nagbabalik tayo dito sa Power and Play. Siya nga pala, gusto ko lang pong kamustahin at batiin ang ating mga kaibigan na nakasama natin kahapon, si Dr. Judy at si Chris, si Anthony at saka si Lily, si Eileen and Joey, and of course si Howie at saka si Tiny. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat. I hope you had a good time, and of course kasalamat kay Teddy Dario. Diyan po sa aming pinuntahan kahapon. Talagang nakakatuwa na makita at yung mga kaibigang matagal nang hindi natin nakikita at sa wakas ika ngayon nakapag-get together. Malapit na ang Pasko, sabi nga natin kanina, kaya medyo ingat po tayo, pero panahon po para tayo ay magpasalamat. Sa Amerika, katatapos lamang ng Thanksgiving, kaya tayo po ay magpasalamat sa lahat po ng ating nakukuhang biyaya. Pinag-uusapan ng biyaya, si Alex Ayala, yung ating pong teen sensation sa tennis, is now climbing up the ranks mula po sa kanyang previous ranking na 248. Si Alex po ngayon ay ranked number 214, and she is on the brink of breaking the 200 mark sa women's tennis, at tayo po'y patuloy na sumusubaybay of course sa ating teen tennis sensation Alex Ayala. Pamangkin ko lang ho yan. Hindi ko ho... kaya pero marami talagang nagtatanong, ako yung natutuwa na kahit papano yung pangalan po namin ay nandoon sa Australian Open, nasa French Open, nasa US Open at sa Wimbledon. Alright, pinag-usapan po natin ang mga kababaihan. Well, we're very happy to have with us in this next portion of the show ang ating po mga kasamang bisita. Sila po ay miyembro ng Cherry Tigo crossovers sa PVL Reinforced Conference, and of course right now they are in the semifinals, and we're happy to bring in now ang heart and soul of Cherry Tigo, Mylene Pat and Yelena Zvijovic on the show. Good morning, ladies. Magandang umaga, Mylene. Thank you for joining us.
Hello po, good morning po.
Good morning.
Thank you po for having us.
Helena, good morning. I think the audio of Helena, is it on? Naka-mute yata. I think you're muted, Helena.
Click your microphone on.
Okay, hello, sorry.
There you go. Okay, before I begin, how do you pronounce your family name? I don't want to have a problem here. So, how do you pronounce your family name, Helena?
No, it's okay. It's okay. Thanks for asking. It's Zvijovic. Yelena Zvijovic.
Zvijovic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, and I'll go straight to the point. I know that you are in the semifinals. You finished second in the elimination round, but you lost your first game in the semifinals. I'll begin with you, Helena. What does it tell you about the road to the finals? How difficult is it going to be for Cherry Tigo?
First of all, I have to say that we should be grateful to God for the things that we achieved until now. I'm really grateful for all this experience. It is not easy to, after so many games, to finish second. So I think that we made a really good thing, and I hope that we will continue to play good also in our next games.
Yes, well, it's very important. Of course, you've started really well, and of course, now is the real test getting into the finals. Mylene, iba yung format ng semifinals, no? Hindi siya head-to-head, it is a round-robin format. Anong thoughts mo dyan? Mas mahirap ba yan? Mas madali? Or wala, hindi naman, it doesn't really matter para sa inyo?
For me po, syempre sa ranking namin, mas mahirap sa ngayon. But then, mas maganda po for the whole team na yung round robin kasi parang magkakaalaman ulit kung sino ba yung talagang deserve na mapunta dun sa pinaka-top. So, by that, syempre, tawag nito, parang mas lalong nagpupursige kasi yung per team yung by team. Mas lalong nagsisipag and of course naghahangad na mapunta talaga sa pinaka.
Oh, kasi you start from scratch again in the semifinals more or less, and that's why your record in the elimination round is practically really finished, and that's it. You cannot rest on your laurels, I would say. So, Yelena, you had a straight sets loss to Signal, but it was close. 2 sets were very, very close. What was lacking? What do you think happened compared to how you were playing in the elimination round? What was lacking in that game versus Signal?
I think it was just about a day. I mean, just about a moment. In that moment, they played stronger in some elements. So we can just congratulate to them, and we should learn from this game and just move on. I mean, now to make some analysis why or how, I'm not sure that can change. We have to look forward for the next games. I think it was just about a day that they were better in that moment than us, and we tried, but it wasn't not enough. Which doesn't mean that it will not be better in future in other games that we will play.
Very well, a good point and very well said. Mylene, as Yelena said, hindi naman to nakakasira sa confidence ninyo, itong pagkatalo. Kamusta ang level of confidence ninyo at this time?
Actually, mas lalo kaming na-challenge And at the first point kasi, hindi namin in-expect, no one expect talaga na makakaabot kami sa semifinals, knowing na yung team namin is kaka-revamp lang. So, by that, malaking achievement na yun para sa amin. And then, all throughout the games, and ayun nga, nakarating kami dito sa semis, malaking pa rin yun, malaking achievement pa rin yun sa amin. And ang gusto lang talaga ng coaches namin, and ako mismo, is maglaro kami, like nung elimination maglaro lang kami ng walang masyadong iniisip, and yung free lang kami maglaro, and ayun, no pressure lang talaga. Yung confidence naman, nandyan pa rin naman yan. Though, may mga some lapses, some challenges na kailangan naming harapin. We need to move on from the last game na result.
Well, obviously, Yelena, when you came in, you are of course the import, and most of the time imports are relied upon very heavily by the teams. And now that you have to carry this team, what do you tell your teammates, especially in crucial games, especially after losses? What do you communicate to your teammates when you're all together?
Well, I think that this is how I see the volleyball, because it's team sport. The most important thing is to keep that team spirit, to believe in each other, and first of all to believe in God, that He will give the best for us. So the thing that we speak the most is to stay together, to communicate, and to believe. That is, I think, that is the basic of our work. And I have to say that I really enjoy with the girls. because they're trying, they're pushing a lot, and I think that is the key for success.
Well, it definitely has been a very successful campaign so far, and given all of what you've gone through, the team especially, I think it's been very, very impressive. Mylene, you are the top local scorer in the PVL. You are the number 4 overall scorer with 102 points and an attack rate of about 40%. Maliban sa scoring, Mylene, anong mindset mo ngayong nasa semifinals ka na?
Ayun na nga, pinaka-mindset ko po talaga, sir, is matulungan yung team ko. Gusto ko po talagang mapaangat yung team ko, and yung pinaka-mindset ko talaga is to help each and every one of us. To help na mag-improve, to help na mag-improve not only in skills and also mentally, emotionally, on how to handle things na pag masyado ng masikip or masyado ng mabigat, kailangan ko lang talaga tumulong. Yun lang talaga yung mindset ko.
Let me ask you, Mylene, about Yelena, no? Because kayo basically are really the, as I mentioned at the start, parang heart and soul. How much does Yelena help the team, and in what ways talagang nakakatulong siya sa inyo?
Ayun na nga, and thank you for asking that. And now I can tell that Yelena's really helping the team by her receive defense, not only in attacks, and also the defense of itself. Like the team really needs defense, and that's the one we parang yun yung isang lack kami before pa. Yun talaga yung pinaka hirap kami, defense and receive, which is Jelena. Yun yung napupunan niya, yun yung naitutulong niya sa team, and nagkakaroon kami ng magandang plays, magandang distribution ng bola sa bawat spikers.
Well, Mylene is just saying that how much you have contributed in terms of the defense and of course of the reception. Even your coach says that. Coach Clarence says that you have been a stalwart. You have been the most important piece in terms of defense. But are you looking for more? Are you looking beyond your defense, especially here in the semifinals where it becomes the games are tougher now? Are you looking to score a little more, Yelena?
Of course, I'm looking to play good. That is the most important thing. I'm looking for enjoying in the court and to have good time with my teammates, so we all can be happy and have more of nice times together. And really, as I said, my position of outside hitter has 5 elements. So it's not only about the attack, which doesn't mean, of course, that I don't want to score or something. I really trying to give my best every game. And as I said, I'm really grateful to God for all these things that came to me and that I gave to the team.
What do you think? I've read an interview that you said that Mylene is a leader of the team. What do you think has been the biggest, contribution and role that Mylene plays that is so crucial to the success of the Cherry Tigo crossovers?
As the captain of the team, I think it's natural and good to be a leader. So that is somehow, let's say, normal for her role in the team. And I think that she's doing that really good. She's pushing a lot. So her position in the court as opposite, it's also like that. So I just, as I said, I think that she's doing a good job in the team. She's supporting the the players and pushing all the time.
Maylin, kanina nabanggit mo that you are happy that you are in the semifinals. We know that you are coming from an 8th place finish in the Invitational. Of course, nagkaroon ng balasahan, no? Given the strength of the... At saka yung mga kalaban nyo, nagpalakas din kayo. Ang dami yung changes as well. Are you surprised that nandito kayo and you finished second and you're now in the semifinals? And, this is a very, very strong team that is, competing and knocking at the door of the finals. Surpresa ka ba? Nasusurpresa ka?
For me po, sir, it's like, ano po talaga, knowing na yung team namin is bagong, kaka-revamp lang, bagong players, halos hindi pa kami nagkakasama ng isang taon mahigit, parang months pa lang kami magkakasama, but then yung achievement namin is like nakarating na dito sa semifinals. Laking tuwa talaga. Surprise is parang, sabihin na natin, oo, na-surprise din ako kasi nakarating kami dito sa sa top 4 semifinals, and laking tuwa talaga sa puso ko na kahit na bago lang yung team namin, kahit na kakabuo pa lang ng team namin, is ganito na yung achievement namin. What more pag tumagal pa kami ng more years. And nakikita ko rin kasi na palaban yung team namin. Palaban yung mga bata. So nothing doubt naman sa kanila na talagang ibubuhos nila yung lahat sa kanila para lang makamit namin and marating namin yung gusto namin.
You were the 2021 PVL Open champions, ang Cherry Tigo crossover.
Yes.
Is that extra motivation to return to the top? Are you is that something na okay, especially since it's a new team, ang daming bago din naman, no? Is that extra motivation for you, Maylin?
For me kasi, past is past. So, yung mga nangyari nung mga nakaraang taon, yung mga achievements namin na nakuha nung mga nakaraang taon is past na. Kung ano yung makukuha namin doon is yung good experience. So, yung experience na yon nasa puso't isip namin, especially ako. Ginagawa ko siya as motivation, of course, sa sarili ko na kung paano yung pag-mindset namin, paano kami nakarating dun sa point na yon. And malaking tulong lahat talaga ng mga nagiging experience natin sa buhay.
All right. Well, Yelena, let me just get to you a little bit. You have played all over Europe. You've been into Romania, to Serbia, to Greece, to Turkey. How has your experience in the Philippines been compared to those areas?
Experience here is really great because a lot of things are different and are happening for the first time for me, especially the number of fans and the people who are following the volleyball. It's really great. So it's different, let's say, way of playing, like style of volleyball. Here is a little bit faster comparing to the Europe. I guess it's because of the height of the players. And of course, there is differences between the way of practicing, and it's a lot of different, I can say. But in a good way. This is the change that really was nice for me.
Are you surprised that there are so many volleyball fans in the Philippines?
Yeah, that is really impressive, and that is really nice. I think that Filipino fans are one of the really most passionate on the world, for sure.
When you came here, was there any expectation? Was there any personal goal that you wanted? Of course, aside from winning a championship, was there something that you wanted to do? You wanted personally to see? Was there something like that, Yelena?
Personally, I really wanted to enjoy also in this kind of volleyball, and I wanted to give the best of myself.
All right.
To experience to play in Asia, because it's my first experience out of Europe. So I really wanted to enjoy and to believe. Yeah.
Well, you should stay. You should stay until Christmas because Christmas in the Philippines is fun. Alam ni Mylene knows this, and I'm sure you will have fun with your teammates. Mylene, let me ask you: do you feel a little more pressure? Na wala that you're leading this team. In fact, Yelena calls you the leader, and changes have been made. Jaja, of course, is still not playing. So, meron ka bang konting pressure, Mylene, sa panig mo?
Yes, of course. May pressure pa rin sa sarili ko na how to perform na malaking tulong din kasi Jaja as a middle is malaking tulong sa team namin. Sobrang laki talaga. And yung leadership niya. And siguro sa ngayon, kailangan lang namin i-accept kung alin yung wala, kung ano yung kulang ng team na dapat punan ng mga bago. So, by that, yung pressure, kino-convert namin into hard work. Kailangan talaga mag-hard work kami and pagplanuhan talaga ng mabuti yung ilalaro namin for the next game.
All right. Well, talking about the next game, this is going to be important because you're coming off a loss. You need a win. Yelena, what do you want to see early in your game? What do you want to see with the team when you start going out there in the first set so that hopefully you can come up with a victory in your next game?
The same like before every game, really, to stay focused and to believe that we can do it. Yeah, that is the same philosophy like before every game. Yes. I think that we should take seriously every game, so it's the same. It's not so big difference because if we put some higher pressure on us, that cannot help us. Definitely.
That's true. That's true. Putting a little more pressure on yourself might just be a little counterproductive. Mylene, you're playing. Anong team ang lalaro nyo next?
Petrogas po.
Petrogas, all right. Sino ang pinaka parang binabantayan niyo diyan sa Petrogas at if you ano ang game plan ni Coach Clarence?
Of course, last time kasi ang pumatay talaga sa amin is yung setter si Cheng and yung middle blockers nila si hindi ko mabanggit pangalan. Mga middle blockers nila. Oh. Ayun. And yung import pa rin talaga. Actually, lahat sila. Team to beat din kasi ang Petrogas. So lahat po sila kailangan namin bantayan. Kailangan lang talaga namin mag-focus din sa defense namin, no? On how to block them, on how to yung defense pattern namin and yung reception talaga namin. It's all about mind game nga. Every game this semis is all about mind game. Which is kailangan namin maging tough and believe yung laging sinasabi ni Gilena. Believe na mananalo kami, believe na mababantayan namin, believe na kaya naming dumipensa against the Giants team. And ayun, kailangan lang talaga namin magtulungan.
All right. Well, I'm running out of time, so Yelena, I just want to ask you, with your experience here, of course, you're hoping for a championship. Are you interested to return to Cherry Tigo?
Definitely yes. That would be my answer. I have a great time here, and it would be nice to play again.
Do you think any of our players, our players can play in Europe?
Yes, I think yes.
Well, obviously Mylene is one of our best, and she is a national team player. She is one of the best, and she can certainly go up and against anyone, and we were very proud of her. Mylene, final message siguro sa mga fans ng Cherry Tigo crossover dahil maganda ang laban ninyo bukas.
Ayan, guys, thank you so much po sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa Cherry Tigo Crossovers team and sa lahat po ng sumusuporta sa PBL. Ayan, iniimbitahan ko po kayong manood sa game namin bukas against Petrogas. And of course, asahan natin na every game this semifinals is yung talagang pupukpok yung mga team and talagang sobrang like a championship, ayan. And ayun, sana tulungan nyo rin kami mag-pray na iwas injuries sa lahat ng teams. And see you all. And God bless you all.
Talaga. We will see you in the game tomorrow. Good luck, Jelina and Mylene, to Jerry Tigo, and we look forward to a wonderful game in the semis tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you po. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yan po mga kaibigan, ang Cherry Tigo crossovers, Yelena Shijovic and si Mylene Paat, of course, ang heart and soul ng Cherry Tigo crossover. What a beautiful semifinals. Grabe ang tao, punong-puno, and the crowd is so animated. Volleyball is just unbelievable. It's just a wonderful sport to watch. At supportahan nyo po yan. Of course, if you cannot go, manood na lang kayo dito sa One Sports, ating pong coverage sa Signal. Alright mga kaibigan, before we take a break, silipin muna natin ang ating mga viral videos and pop culture sa mundo ng palakasan sa Stop and Pop.
Power and Play with Com Noli Iyala.
Ang video po natin ngayong linggo ay isa na namang paalala kung bakit katangi-tangi talaga ang mga Hapon. Ang mapapanood po natin, ito i-roll natin, ay eksena sa Qatar Stadium sa FIFA World Cup. Hindi dumidiretso sa exit ang mga Japanese fans pagkatapos ng laro. Nagkukusa silang linisin ang mga kalat sa stadium bago umalis. Grabe, no? Talaga namang mapapasana all ka na lang sa ipinapakita nilang disiplina. Kaya, win or lose, sa loob ng field, panalo na ang mga Hapon sa puso ng marami. Ganyan sana tayong lahat pagdating sa, hindi lamang sa sports competitions, kundi sa lahat ng bagay. Sana po lagi tayong disiplinado at laging sumusunod at may kusa para ayusin ang ating bayan. Alright, we'll take a quick break sa aming pong pagbabalik. Wakeboarding is going to be our agenda sa Power and Play. Hatid sa inyo ng Cherry Loom, Cherry Tigo, Chooks to Go at ng True Religion. Ang oras po natin, 9 minutes past the hour of 9.
I dare to dream big. To be a voice of my generation. To inspire resilience in the face of roadblocks. And in sharing my stories, I let others share in my passion.
Follow Kai Stories on Twitter and share yours. With Smart Double Giga Stories. Share 2 times the passion with 2 gigabytes for Twitter and more. Guaranteed every day, plus data for all sites.
Simple, smart ako.
Alex, are you ready to have some fun on your first driving lesson?
Nag-uumapaw sa real chicken juice. Naswak sa panlasa ng buong pamilya. Available in sweet roast, pepper roast, at harissa roast variants. Chooks to Go. Masarap kahit walang sauce. Tawag na sa Chooks to Go Delivery Hotline 8687-1010 o online sa chookstogodelivery.com or via GrabFood at Foodpanda.
Magbabalik sa ilang sandali ang programang hindi nyo mabitawan sa 92.3 News FM, Radio 5.
Sali na sa masayang bardagulan ng mga Kalye Queens. Tuwing Sabado, 8:30pm sa TV5 at Linggo, 8pm sa Sari Sari Channel.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Tutukan gabi-gabi ang malalimang pagsisiyasat ng mga napapanahong balita. Hihimayin ang iba't ibang anggulo para sa mas malawak na diskusyon at impormasyon. Samahan sina Ed Lingao at Mian Los Baños mula sa Frontline tonight, Lunes hanggang Biyernes, 10:35 p.m. sa TV5.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Prepare your heart for an all-out clash. Catch the Premier Volleyball League Invitational Conference. Games every Tuesdays, 2:30 p.m. and 5:30 p.m. Thursdays and Saturdays, 2:30 p.m. and 9:30 p.m. on One Sports.
Mukhang kailangan ko na naman palitan ng bubong ko, pare. Mag-iisang taon pa lang yan. May tulo na kagad.
Ay, bossing! Baka naman kasi hindi matibay yung ginamit nyo. Dapat ang gamitin mo ay cherry loom, ang yerong aluminum. Basta yero, cherry loom. Tibay protektado sa pangmatagalang yero.
Mas pinalawak, mas pinalakas, mas pakikinggan sa buong Pilipinas. By land, by sea, and on air. Broadcasting live from the studios of Radyo 5 in Mega Manila. 25,000 watts ng balita, impormasyon, opinyon, inspirasyon para sa bawat Pilipino. 92.3 News FM, Radyo 5, Radyo 5. Ito ang totoong tunog ng serbisyo publiko. Balik tayo sa programang inaabangan nyo sa 92.3 News FM, Radio 5. Kami ang bagong tunog ng serbisyo publiko.
Power and Play Team na sa Radyo 5 92.3 News FM.
Na hindi nila masyadong napanood at mukhang nag-hang ng konti yung ating video dun sa Stop and Pop. Kaya ulitin po natin yung ating Stop and Pop moment. Ito po yung tungkol dun sa ating sinasabing mga Japanese fans na hindi umaalis bago ayusin. Inaayos nila, nililinis nila ang basura. Yan po, nakikita natin. Nakita nyo naman, sila mismo ang pumupulot ng basura, nilalagay sa bag, at inilalagay sa tamang lugar. Pambihira po talaga ang mga katangian ng mga Hapon. And sana po, lagi natin sinasabi, sana tayo ay matuto dahil pwede naman kung ating gugustuhin. Yan po ang ating Stop and Pop moments sa Power and Play. Alright mga kapatid, bago tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko lang pong magpasalamat sa lahat ng mga tagapagtaguyod ng Power and Play. And of course, simulan ko na po sa Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum. Sa ganitong pabago-bago ang panahon mga kapatid, sobrang init tapos biglang uulan. Kailangan natin ng matibay at protektadong bubong. Dapat ang bubong ay yerong may aluminum. Kapag may aluminum, tsak na pang matagalan. At isa lang ang alam kong dekalidad na yerong may aluminum, yan ang Cherry Loom. Tibay protektado sa pang matagalang yero. Cherry Loom, ang yerong may aluminum.
Thank you!
Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro, how neat it is to have a 7-seater SUV that has a powerful engine, world-class safety standards, and the latest tech features. Bet you didn't know that the all-new Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro has all these features and more at a very affordable price range. Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro is equipped with a 1.6 turbocharged gasoline direct injection engine, an advanced driver assistance system, and 12 other safety features including intelligent high beam control, lane departure warning, and traffic sign recognition. The flagship Tiggo 8 Pro allows you more control of the wheel. What's great is you can also join the green revolution with Cherry Tiggo 8 Pro plug-in hybrid electric vehicle, or PHEV. So, book a test drive now via www.cherryauto.ph or visit a Cherry dealership near you.
Thank you!
Chooks to go! Ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan. Subukan ang kanilang pinakabagong oven-roasted chicken na mas pinasarap dahil sa nag-uumapaw na flavorful chicken juice. Try also Chooks, the first dine-in restaurant ng Chooks to Go. Chooks to Go, ang nag-iisang manok ng bayan.
Thank you!
True religion is in the Philippines, where passion meets power. Experience it firsthand. For your best style choices, visit True Religion at Conrad S. Maison Mall of Asia Complex or at Resorts World Manila and at the Hacienda Designer Outlet in Silang, Cavite. True Religion.
Thank you!
Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo. Magpadala with confidence kahit para sa negosyo o personal bulk deliveries man yan. Kayang-kaya yan i-deliver securely with Joyride. And of course, subukan nyo po ang Joyride Taxi at ang pinaka-latest offering ng Joyride, ang Joyride Car. Joyride, ang bago ninyong kasundo.
Thank you!
Elms Seafood Paluto, the latest offering of the Elms Resto Bar Group. Located at Unit 2 Ground Floor, Calle Bistro, Ever Commonwealth, Quezon City. Enjoy their delectable seafood menu in a relaxed casual dining atmosphere for your salo-salo seafood meal. Elms Seafood Paluto.
Thank you!
Skin, your face and body anti-aging center, where with branches at Alabang Town Center and Green Hills San Juan. For your skin assessment and treatment schedule, please call 0917-890-1640 or 0977-809-8886.
Thank you!
ASEA Subic Beach Resort. Experience the getaway that you deserve and dive into limitless happenings, rejuvenating experiences and gastronomic adventures. ASEA Subic Beach Resort.
Thank you!
At ang pinakabago po naming supporter sa Power and Play, thank you so much to Sari Suki. Gusto mo bang kumita ng higit 50,000 kada buwan? Magkaroon ng online negosyong walang puhunan? No registration at joining fee? Download Sari Suki sa App Store at Google Play Store. 50,000 kada buwan. Maraming pong salamat sa Sari Suki. And of course, Power and Play is powered by Smart. Live Smart.
Thank you!
Siya nga pala, gusto ko pong kamustahin nga pala si Tita Lucille Gregorio, who was watching us. Tuwing Sabado po, nanonood sa atin si Tita Lucille, ang butihing ina ng aking mga brothers, si Pato, si Coach Ryan, at si Brother Alan Gregorio, ang aming pong mahal na si Tita Lucille. Good morning, Tita. I hope you're enjoying yourself dyan po sa Ternate, Cavite. Thank you so much for your support. Alright, mga kaibigan, at this time, it's time to bring in our next page sa ating slam book.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
And today, ang ating papag-uusapan sa Slam Book, another NSA, another sport na kung saan ay ating pong pinopromote. And of course, ito ay isang sport na bagay sa mga Pilipino sapagkat tayo po ay archipelago, napakaraming tubig. And of course, pagdating sa water sports, dapat ang Pilipino ay nagahari. At ngayong araw pong ito, pag-uusapan natin ang sport ng water skiing and wakeboarding. At kasama po natin ang mga opisyal ng Water Ski and Wakeboarding Association of the Philippines, ang kanilang Secretary General J.V. Tanhanco, their player coach Carlo De La Torre, at ang 2022 World Silver Medalist Rafael Trinidad. Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for joining us on Power and Play.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
good morning. I'm very honored to have the presence and the opportunity to talk to you, po.
Thank you so much. Well, I'll begin with you, JV, Secgen JV, because alam mo, ang water skiing and wakeboarding, I know this for a fact, ang tagal na niyang water skiing, but wakeboarding is of course something that has evolved. Tell us first the difference between the two, water skiing and wakeboarding, Secgen.
Well, basically, water skiing and wakeboarding originate from the same sport. But the biggest difference is that water skiing, nakaharap ka po sa cable. Whereas with wakeboarding, you're riding sideways. Mm-hmm. So there are different tricks po that are made because of this big difference. And wakeboarding is actually a little bit, kumbaga, more youthful and more fun. Because wakeboarding po, there are features which basically you can do more tricks po.
I was reading that the growth of the sport, lalong-lalo na ng wakeboarding, is because of the opening of cable parks. Can you tell us a little bit about that, JV?
Cable parks kasi, the sport originated from behind the boat, where people would use the wake of the boat to ride and do these tricks, these maneuvers. Because nangyari po sa Germany, nag-umpisa po sila, like what you said, cable wakeboarding, wherein instead of a boat, it's a system that pulls you around. And it's a course wherein you can keep going around. So it makes the sport a little bit more economical in terms of cost. And at the same time, it's a lot nicer to watch because nakikita nyo po yung action sa harap nyo. And because of the obstacles and rails po, malaki po ang naging difference ng sport.
All right. Well, Coach Carlo, nakikita natin wakeboarding. Let's talk about wakeboarding. What are the different events that wakeboarding is being played on? I mean, diba nakikita natin yan, may mga nakikita tayong lumilipad, meron naman tayong nakikitang mabilis. Ano ba yung mga different events, Coach?
Actually, there's only really two in the larangan ng wakeboarding, no? So there's the two disciplines, wakeboarding and wake skating. So the wakeboard looks similar to snowboarding, and wake skating is very similar to skateboarding. So just as JV said, mga youth sports po talaga ito eh. So yung mga originals talaga namin is the water skiing. And yung mga anak na nag-water ski, nag-evolve sila and develop the sport of wakeboarding.
When you talk about wakeboarding and wake skating, how do judges judge this? Or how do you win an event like this, Coach?
Yes, it's a judging system, no? So it's very similar to, let's say, like ice skating or any judged event. But basically, we are always looking at what we call an abbreviation, the drive format, no? So when the judges are looking at your full run or your full pass, basically they are looking for the drive format, which is difficulty, risk, intensity, variety, and execution, no? So most of those words are pretty self-explanatory. If you're able to formulate your run, covering all those aspects at the highest level, then you will be deemed the winner of that event.
My God, I can see wakeboarders going through swimming pools and terraces and verandas. Pambihira, no? And it looks really a lot of fun. Rafael, I want to ask you, you are, of course, a world silver medalist sa wakeboarding. What are the keys to becoming a good wakeboarder, Raf?
So with that question, basically over the years, wakeboarding has really helped me develop how to be disciplined, and as well as it taught me how to work hard to really achieve your goals. Because ever since I started riding, it was always just having fun, enjoying being out there on the water with friends and stuff. And then over the years, it just became it just turned into a passion, something that I would want to do every day and would want to inspire other Filipinos as well to do this as a main sport of our other Filipinos, because this is really a sport where we can excel in, aside from maybe other sports that are sikat in the Philippines. So basically just pure hard work, discipline, and really just never ever give up, because that's wakeboarding for you. No pain, no gain.
When you talk about a wakeboarder, Raf, and of course yung kanilang mga characteristics, anong important? Is it important to be strong, to have good back, to have good core, or maybe height? I don't know. What is important? What do you think are the good traits of a wakeboarder?
When it comes to traits of a wakeboarder, it's really, because wakeboarding is for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're skinny or a bit big, because wakeboarding is really for all ages. Whether you're 7 years old or up to, we have riders. I've seen riders who are above 60 years old who are still wakeboarding.
Wow.
So that just shows you the diversity and how friendly wakeboarding is to everyone of all ages. So yeah, like if you're looking for a sport, no matter how old or how young you are, wakeboarding is here for you.
Wow. Well, as the young guys say, that's so cool. And literally and figuratively. Let me go back to you, JV. How is our national programs, water skiing and of course wakeboarding? How is your program? How are you training our national team?
In terms of our program, sir, we're very glad that because of SEA Games, we were able to establish a world-class facility where athletes get to train at in Deca Wake Park, Clark. So evident by, in fact, the first time we joined the world competition, we've actually been joining it, but the first time we actually got amazing results was 2018 when Raf got his silver medal for the first time. And since then, this 2022 po, naglakas loob po kami and we brought a bigger team, even despite all the hardships, it being COVID and yung lack of training and all. But I'm glad to report po that we were able to get 5 medals po, which is the best result we've ever. So in terms of status of our program, it's on an upward trend po talaga. And we're happy to have this communication with you, wherein we're able to invite the people to try wakeboarding and as well give thanks to these athletes and coaches who have done us honor in the world scene.
What about grassroots? How do you get nilang young, but those who've never tried it but who want to try it? How is the grassroots program of the association?
Right now po, like you said, not everyone actually can compete like sila Rafi agad. So what we have is, it's called Feature Fiesta, wherein it's a small competition really aimed to improve the grassroots program. We have all the way from younger kids all the way to, like Rafi said, we have 60-year-olds who join these competitions. And in fact, even in the Worlds, other than sending the national team, which we asked budget for it from PSC, we actually sent some athletes on their own pocket. We were actually like to thank them na parang kumbaga, if they want to be the next national athletes, it's an avenue for them to try and see if they have what it takes. So we grassroots programs naman po, and we actually thank the PSC for the continued support po for all of this.
Actually, I just want to add then to that, no? So I think right now kasi it's a perfect timing between. Kasi malakas rin talaga ang private industry of wakeboarding in the Philippines, no? We are considered to be what Bali is to surfing. So we have really super good facilities funded by an amazing industry. And ngayon, nag-intersect na siya with very healthy support, growing support from the government. And for me personally, I think that's the number one reason we were able to do so well during the last World Championships where we garnered 5 medals. It's really being able to put together all the support collectively to support our athletes.
Let me ask you, Coach Carlo, is it expensive? Mahal ba? Mahirap ba makapasok?
Actually po, may stigma talaga na medyo rich kids sport po ito, no? So, pero may lahat naman ng sport, sinasabi ko palagi, walang cheap na hobby. So, kung may kinakatuwaan kang activity, you're gonna be spending time, money, and effort talaga. And wakeboarding is no different po. At magugulat rin po kayo kasi, the equipment, it may seem expensive at the start. Pero kung ako, nagbabasketball ako, liga rin. Dami kong bibisitang area sa laban and feeding the team and stuff like that, but it's all relative terms. Ako po, dahil po cable wakeboarding na ngayon, sobrang accessible po talaga.
That's
Kasi,
the point. Yes, that's right.
yung kunwari mag-wakeboard ka ng 2 oras, mas mura pa siguro yung 2 oras mong wakeboard kaysa sa 1 oras mong grab taxi sa Maynila.
That's a good point. But then, again, because nga of the accessibility and because of this, if yung cable na ang ginagamit, hindi na bangka, and then it becomes a little more accessible, a lot more accessible to the
that's why we've seen talaga significant growth.
That's right.
Kasi parang naalala pa namin nung early 2000 na nagsa-start pa lang yung NSA and pro wakeboarding. That's when I was still the best in the Philippines. But right now we have kids like Rafi, and he's showing great potential and showing not only the Filipinos but the world that we are something to be reckoned with talaga at any competition.
Well, we did very well in the Southeast Asian Games, of course, in 2019. A couple of golds, a couple of silvers, a couple of bronzes. Rafi was part of that team, of course. What are you preparing now for, Rafi, in terms of your next tournaments?
The next tournaments we're really looking forward to is the next ones that are around Europe, the next World Championships, of course. But the closest one that we are really looking forward to is the one in Singapore Wake Park. So that's going to be happening this February 4 to 5. So yeah, stay tuned, you guys. We'll make you proud.
Yes,
how are you training? How are you training for this, Rafi? How are you training?
So right now my training regimen is basically I go to Deco Wake Park Clark, which is about 2.5 hours away from where I live, and then I stay there for about a week, and then I come home, rest for maybe a week, and then come back the next week.
Okay.
So that's how I train.
And you
for every competition.
Do you do cross training? Is there cross training that you do?
No po. Usually my cross training is just a program I do in the gym.
Oh, okay. I thought cross training is Mobile Legends, so just all right.
Magaling din mag-Mobile Legends.
Okay. Well, let me go.
Maybe pastime.
Pastime. All right. Let me go to JV before we end this. JV, what alam natin in every sport, and you are of course you are promoting the sport. Ano ang mga challenges ng wakeboarding and water skiing, JV?
Much better.
If I'm no longer I guess the challenge lang right now is because of the pandemic, to start people going out again and participating. But other than that, we're very hopeful of what we can accomplish in wakeboarding, with PSC.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah, we're just getting some interference. Go ahead.
So yeah, just to add to what JV said, and what Rafi said, the world is opening up uli, no? So there's so many more events for us to showcase our skills. And for me, that's the most important thing moving forward talaga.
Yeah.
It seems like things are getting more normalized, and we can actively participate in the careers that we have.
You're not in the SEA Games in Cambodia? Wala bang wakeboarding in SEA Games?
In Cambodia, I believe no. I believe hardly any board sports are actually included in Cambodia.
But in the Asian Games, are you going to be played? Is wakeboarding in the Asian Games? Wala rin.
Currently, alam ko po na we're not included in the Asian Games. But actually, in fact, sir, last Asian Games na meron po, we
Asian Beach Games.
Asian Beach Games, yes,
Asian
sir.
Beach Games, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
But
Okay.
we're just waiting for big challenges for our athletes because we know that they are world class. In fact, just to let you know, sir, like yung napanalo po ni Rafi na event, that's actually the biggest event in our calendar. Meaning para po yung X Games or Olympics for our sport. Right now, it's the biggest event you can win. So we know that our athletes are world class. We just want avenues and events to showcase this.
And we will support the water skiing and wakeboarding for sure, especially athletes like Rafi and of course the kind of people that have been running wakeboarding and of course water skiing. Gentlemen, thank you so much for the time that you've given us this morning. I hope magpatuloy ang success ng Water Skiing and Wakeboarding Association of the Philippines. Maraming salamat.
Salamat po na
Thank you for
marami.
having us.
Maraming salamat sa oras.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Mga kaibigan, ang Secretary General ng Water Ski and Wakeboarding Association of the Philippines, Secretary General J.V. Tanhangco, and our former national champion, player coach now, Carlo De La Torre, and of course, the 2022 World Silver medalist, Rafi Trinidad. That's a sport that maganda po yan. Of course, medyo kailangan humanap kayo, but since sabi nila meron sa Clark, well, it's something that you should really be looking at. Alright, before we continue, balik tanaw po muna tayo this week in sports history.
Power and Play with Noli Iyala.
November 26 or 1905 or 117 years ago na panalunan ng inaugural Australian Open title. Ito ang pinakaunang kampyon sa prestihiyosong tennis tournament na si Rodney Heath. Australasian Championships pa ang tawag sa tournament ng mga panahon na yan. Tinalo ni Heath ang kababayan niyang si Albert Curtis sa 4 na set para sa inaugural title 4-6, 6-3, 6-4, and 6-4. Rodney Heath becomes Australia's Open first men's singles champion this week in sports history. Ang tagal na niyan, ha? Alright, at this point, as panghuli po natin, syempre, marami tayong pag-usapan at syempre sa paboritong sport natin, ang tinatawag ang basketball, ang paboritong sport ng mga Pilipino. Pag-uusapan po natin at himay natin kasama ng ating resident NBA and PBA expert, walang iba kung hindi si Homer Sayson, live from Chicago. Magandang umaga, Homer.
Good morning, Commissioner. Good morning sa mga listeners natin sa Power and Play.
Wow, ang ganda ng Christmas tree mo, ha? Merry Christmas na, Homer.
Yes, I know. 2 months ago pa lang, listening to Jose Marichan na.
That's the way. That's the way. Put yourself in the mood. Talking about mood, let me just put this. I want to talk first about the NBA. What's the latest? Ano bang sa tingin mo mangyayari? After all that anti-Semitic drama of Kyrie Irving and of course all of the things that have happened with him, yung naging suspension, na hindi naging suspension, what do you think is gonna finally happen with Kyrie Irving at the same time with this Brooklyn Nets?
I think Kyrie Irving will stay still. There's an old saying in, I think it was Sun Tzu, sometimes the best way forward is to stay still. And there are many factors for that, Commissioner. Number one, Kevin Durant, behind the scenes, wants him to stay and play this partnership out. Kasi last year, they never really had the traction of playing out this tandem. And number two, the trading value or the trading enthusiasm for Kyrie Irving is dry right now. Even Nike had dropped him. This is a corporation that makes so much money off of those Kyrie shoes, but they had the temerity to say, you know what, we don't want to associate with him anymore because the risk that it entails going with Kyrie Irving is just too high. Mm-hmm. And here's why, also from a team perspective, if you are a general manager, Commissioner, here's the risk that you will take if you want to trade for Kyrie Irving. He is on an expiring contract, which is $36 million. Which means to say, pagdating niya sa team mo, if you trade for him, he will become a free agent immediately after the end of this season. Oh. Which leaves you to 2 options. Number 1, do you let him walk away or do you sign him long term for 5 more years, which is the max deal contract? And ang pangit dyan is if you trade for him now, he essentially becomes a 1 season, like a 8-month rental, and then he could, knowing his mercurial tendencies, there's no assurance that he would stay. Remember with Boston, when he was with the Boston Celtics, he made a commercial with a big sponsor of him, and the commercial was saying, I want to stay here, I want to get old here, this is my legacy, a Boston Celtics. And less than a year later, he was with the with the Brooklyn Nets. So yun, ang risk ni Kyrie Irving. Listen, people, general managers love players who fight, who have their fights in, to social justice and all that stuff. But do it on your time. Do it on your dime. You cannot do it at the same time. Mahirap yun. And that is why it's so risky having Kyrie Irving. The Lakers used to be interested, Commissioner, in a one-on-one swap with Russell Westbrook. But with the Lakers season now possibly going to the tank, they are now 14th of 15 teams. Of 15 teams in the Western Conference, and you have to question the wisdom. Why do you need Kyrie Irving? It's the same. It's like rearranging the deck chairs of the Titanic. Lulunod yung barko kahit papano. Why do you have to change?
All right, let me ask you about that. No? Kasi ang LA is one of the most popular teams in the Philippines, and of course, LeBron James is there, and sabi mo nga, lumulubog na ang barko ng Los Angeles Lakers. Although it's still early in the season, but we can see signs of that. But more than that, Homer, LeBron is in the cusp of a scoring record. Do you think itong sitwasyon ng Lakers somehow taints that particular achievement that LeBron could achieve within the season?
Yes, absolutely. And first of all, this milestone comes in very clouded circumstances. Most of the Lakers do not consider, the hardcore Lakers like James Worthy, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had been there basically all their careers, they do not really consider LeBron James a true Laker. And surpassing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who had spent 17 of his 20-some years in the NBA with the Lakers, yun ang mapait. And then, like I said, there used to be a player in Cebu who scored like 106 points, but for me, it's a quality of competition. He scored it against a team that had really no business joining the CAAA at that time. And not only that, even though tambak na ng 30, the coach still kept him there just to get that record. That reminds me of the situation with LeBron James. Your team is very bad. Your team is very bad, and it's just a meaningless number. And who really cares? Like Karl Malone is number 2 right now in the scoring list. Who cares? Number 3 rather. Na overtake ni LeBron James. So it's a dark cloud. It's a bad time. And not only that. Yes.
Go ahead.
Commissioner?
Go ahead, Homer.
LeBron has been gone from the Lakers lineup for the last 4 games. Their record is 3-1. So, there's whispers now, they might be better off with Anthony Davis, just the lead guy. So there's just so many things swirling around the Lakers right now. And at the end of the day, their record is 14 among 15 teams in the NBA. A very bad team, a poorly constituted team.
And ang masakit yan, even if they drop down to the lottery and they still pick number 1, they won't pick up Victor Wembanyama kasi hindi sa kanila ang pick nila. Di ba, Homer?
Yes, they traded that on a wholesale when they traded for Anthony Davis. Remember that season na nasa bubble, Commissioner? They essentially gave everybody away. And then when they, look at the assets that they've given away so far. Kyle Kuzma is doing really well. Alex Caruso, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. All those players, Lakers and Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram was doing really well at the New Orleans Pelicans. So, that's the trouble. Gusto mo ba, do you want to be a millionaire for a day and then suffer for a month? Same thing. You want to be a champion for 1 year and then be bad for the next 10 years. And unfortunately, if you're the Lakers, you're number 2 in the market and you have a very discriminating fan base, they're not going to settle for, we made the playoffs. They just want to win every year because you have the money and you have the supposedly the allure of being the Los Angeles Lakers.
All right, let me go. You're talking about the bottom of the league, but at the top of the league right now is the Boston Celtics. I mean, despite all the coaching change that has happened to them, they remain one of the most consistent teams. Are the Boston Celtics for real?
They are, Commissioner. Sometimes they say this with all the teams. You have to go through hell to reach your paradise. The Boston Celtics were already good. They went through their hell in the NBA Finals. This time they are more mature, a year older. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, if you see them play, even Luka Doncic said the other day, it's the best 1-2 combination in the NBA right now. They're very good, Commissioner. They don't really miss Amy Aduka because it's the same system that Coach Marzula is implementing. The same personnel. And it's early in the season. Mahirap yung when you change like midstream and you bring in a coach from outside the organization, that's where you find problems when changing coaches. But when you change a coach na galing sa bakuran mo, who had the same system, who had been an assistant, walang problema. It's just more of a who's there. Because like, yun na nga sabi nila, if Phil Jackson were coaching the Atlanta Hawks, he probably wouldn't have won so many titles as opposed to coaching with the Chicago Bulls. So this team is good, and then they're primed, they're ready to go, and healthy so far, Commissioner. That's the big key. Because unfortunately, good teams like the Sixers, look at them. No Embiid, no Maxey, no Harden. Mahirap. You cannot win if your best players are not on the floor.
All right, talking about injuries, well, one guy has left the NBA because of what has happened to him. Of course, tumanda na rin and injuries. He's now playing in Taiwan. Dwight Howard is now going to be an import in the league in Taiwan. And si Shaquille O'Neal has made, a lot of comments disparaging almost about Dwight. And Dwight Howard has, of course, reacted to this already. What is your thinking about Dwight Howard playing in the Taiwan League?
Well, the Taiwan League is a professional league, Commissioner. Money, and I mean, a person who first of all, Dwight Howard could have still played in the NBA. The Lakers offered him a deal, and he did not take that one-year deal, Commissioner. Dwight Howard is in a place in his career now. We're talking of a player, Commissioner, that had already made in excess of $200 million in his career. So money is no longer an issue with Dwight Howard. Playing overseas is just para sa kanya is a journey of personal discovery. Like, I want to be overseas. I want to travel. I want to play elsewhere. I want to play big minutes. Look at him. By the way, I spoke to a friend of the show, Coach Chris Gavina, who's already coaching in Taiwan. And he coached against Dwight Howard. And we were speaking about it. Sabi ko, when I had the phone call with him, sabi ko, it's 11 o'clock in Taiwan. Why are you awake? And he said, adrenaline. I'm drinking my Guinness, and then I'm gonna go film watching. And I said, how was it like with Dwight Howard? Grabe daw, Commissioner. The arena was it was almost like a Ginebra game.
Wow.
He said, now the fervor, and he sent me a picture. And if you're Dwight Howard, it goes back to the saying, would you rather be the head of a lion or the head of a lion or the tail of a lion or the head of a rat? So with Dwight Howard, if he plays in the NBA with the Lakers, he probably makes 12, 13 minutes a game. He plays in Taiwan, Commissioner. He's the superstar. And he's playing so many minutes. He's the center of attraction. People come to him. If you go to Taiwan, billboards around there. So that's a life he chose. And I don't blame him, but for Shaq to diminish it. Yes, go ahead, Commissioner.
Well, Taiwan is about an hour and a half, an hour 45 from Manila. May posibilidad ba na makapaglaro ito si Dwight Howard sa PBA?
Why not, Commissioner? But I doubt if they could afford him. The money would be so expensive.
Masyado malaki.
The highest paid import that I have known in the PBA in recent years was Terrence Jones of the MVP group. He made $80,000 a month, which is a lot of money.
Huwag mo sabihin yan, baka sabihin nila over the salary cap.
It is over the salary cap. It is over the salary cap, Commissioner. But you know how they circumvent this? They give you two contracts, one to sign as the one that they submit to the PBA board, and the other would be allegedly under the table. So, but Dwight Howard, if the money is right, why not, Commissioner? The PBA is a very good league. It's a very good league.
And that would bring in a lot of fans just to watch Dwight Howard, maybe in a San Miguel Beer uniform, because alam naman natin.
TNT, let's talk
TNT. Let me talk about that because I want to jump into the PBA. You're talking about TNT, San Miguel, and now San Miguel is bringing in they've changed imports. TNT is in trouble. They also changed imports. May pag-asa pa ba ang TNT at San Miguel?
San Miguel, yes. San Miguel is very vibrant. They're 5-5. They play TNT. If they win against TNT, they have a good chance of winning. I can even say they're going to be in. TNT, Commissioner, is a dead horse. And there's just so many issues in there. And problema ng TNT is I detailed that in my column. Number one, Coach Chot Reyes is a good coach at SBP. He cannot do two jobs. He just can't. It's that even one of their TNT officials texted me in the condition of anonymity, of course, and he said it's so hard if everybody's not there, including the coaches. Number two, injuries. But the injuries part, Commissioner, I refute, because even if you look at TNT, as diminished as they might be, Coach Ariel Bangarja, John Del Cardel, coaches in bad teams are still looking with them with biting their knuckles with envy because that team is still very good. And then Mikey Williams is another thing. Sabi ng official ng TNT sa akin, not only did he hurt us because of missing 2 games from the suspension, he hurt the psyche of the team.
Mm-hmm. Well,
by the way, I can report this. According to an agent who is familiar with the dealings with Mikey Williams, his contract with TNT is $26,000 a month. He got one of his new deal, Commissioner. He got 25% upfront plus a $150,000 signing bonus.
Wow.
TNT can refute that if they want. I wrote that in my column. Feel free to refute that, but my source is very reliable. And even Mikey Williams, if he's listening to the show, he can. And then you have 4 and 7 to show for that kind of money that they pay for.
Oh.
So yun ang problema ng TNT Commissioner. Right. And they will play San Miguel, a rival. If they lose to San Miguel, they will be 4-8. There would be no chance of making. You have to have at least 5 wins to get a whiff of a chance to get into the playoffs.
And that game will be
San
tonight.
Miguel, do you think San Miguel?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah. Well, and that game will be tonight, and that should be a blockbuster game tonight sa PBA.
Yeah, San Miguel. What poetic justice? San Miguel would be the one to deliver the Coup de Grace on a very, Commissioner, a very bitter rival.
All right, let me ask you very quickly because we're running out of time here. Let's jump in. You're talking about players moving around. I heard about Jeron Lastimosa. Is there a truth that he is being offered a contract outside
100%.
of the country?
100%. I tried calling Jerome Lastimosa. I tried calling. Somebody reached out to me from his camp saying, Jerome, can you help Jerome Lastimosa go overseas? And I said yes. So I made my calls overseas. They know Jerome Lastimosa. They called me back. So I called the guy from his camp who said we need help out of respect to Coach Nash Racela, who still has a UAP team playing. So we didn't want to divulge this. Pero bigla na lang nagsabi sa akin yung tao na lumapit sa akin to have me help Jerome Lastimosa go overseas. Sabi niya, naku sir, wala na akong may mga agent nang lumapit, tapos mayroon lang, ang dami na daw. So, but I can confirm right now, if Jerome Lastimosa, I tried calling him many times, he did not reply. If he wants to leave, he has a standing offer with the Japan B-League Division 2 for $7,000 a month.
Wow. Malaki
If he can leave, if he can leave tomorrow, Commissioner, the deal will be there.
Well, just to end this conversation, Homer, one guy, of course, ang Lasal naghahabol, talking about the UAP, naghahabol sila sa Final Four, and of course, one guy that really needs to play and will contribute a lot is obviously Shawnee Winston. What is the status of Shawnee, and of course, is he the MVP of the UAP?
Well, to me, he's the MVP. The problem with the criteria is that they put some vague some vague qualifications there, like impact points, bonus points, which are so hard to define. It is if you want to define the MVP, it's like the NBA. It's going to be votes, this percentage, this and that. How do you define bonus points? How do you define impact points? So you meaning to say if you beat NU, it's not the same as beating UE because UE is a lesser team. So yun lang, but if you go by the numbers, if you go in the first round, he is by far a run. In fact, the headline said he was a runaway MVP winner. So to me, and also there's this threshold that he has to play certain number of games. So in the computation, it's more or less 11 games, 10, and then he will do that. So ang update niya sa injury, Commissioner, was that the latest ultrasound healed na daw ang injury.
Wow,
kaya lang, with 100% healed. The problem lang is because according to his father who speaks to me, kailangan pa palakasin kasi calf injury yan eh. So there's a little tightness. You don't just go back in there and run right away. It's a process. So hopefully, if they make the Final Four, I want them to make the Final Four. I have a horse in the race. I am biased towards a team that has some blue eagles on it. So bias ako, but I also want to see a very competitive Final Four. And for the Final Four of the UAAP to be competitive, LaSalle needs to be there alongside UP, NU, and of course, the Ateneo Blue Eagles.
Well, it's going to be interesting today. Of course, Ateneo goes up against UP and LaSalle will be going up against UE for that very important win that they need. Homer, I've run out of time. Again, thank you for joining us. Mag-usap ulit tayo and stay safe. Merry Christmas! And I'll see you soon.
Thank you, Commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Mga kaibigan, Homer Sayson, live from Chicago. Thank you so much sa napakaraming insights ni Homer. Mga balitang hindi nyo pa naririnig. Alright, bago tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko pong congratulatein ang mga nanalo sa ating Joyride Super App Top Up promo. Lahat sila po ay mananalo ng 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits. Ang mga pangalan po nila si Mira Luna Alvarez, Carl Gabriel Manawis, Mary San Roque, Jeremy Cruz Basigan, and James Christopher Calpo. Congratulations to all of you. 1,000 pesos e-wallet credits mula sa Joyride Super App. Doon po sa mga nagpadala ng kanilang mga mensahe na kasagutan doon sa ating pinupulsuhan, sino sa tingin nyo ang mananalo ng FIFA World Cup? Ito, sabi ni Nilma de la Calzada, maayong buntag, Noliala, the best for me, Portugal, ba? Galing ha. Gerald Caudilla, Saudi Arabia, ba? Layo to ha. This will be a very long shot. May papremyo na kotse ang bawat player ng Saudi, ba? Mula kay Miguel Angelo Giyang Talyon, Brazil po, ang aking gustong manalo. Zyric Leona, England for me, maganda ang World Cup ngayon. Maraming upsets palagi na talagang mga Asian teams like or Saudi Arabia at Japan. Mula kay Lord Rich John Rosales, Japan. They beat the top, they can be on top. And from Justin Misagal, Espanya, ang kanyang sinabi. Ako, marami pa pong mga ibang nagpadala ng kanilang, tingnan natin sa Twitter ha. Sa Twitter po, sabi ni Serge Montinola, Brazil or Belgium. Mark Suba, Brazil will go for the kill. Brazil, no more silver. Brazil for the gold. Thomas Rafael, Brazil, Belgium or France. Danreb Santos, Espanya. Sana dito sa Espanya, sa Europe yan, hindi yung Espanya sa Maynila. Mula kay RRRR o Roland Roldan. Gilas ang kanya sinasabi dito. And from Poging Pusit, Les Blue. Yan ang kanya sinabi. So France din ang kanyang pinipili. Naku, ang dami pong magandang laban ng FIFA. Panoorin nyo po yan. Merong FIFA World Cup channel, of course, on Signal TV. Alright, that'll do it for us this Saturday morning. 24 days before Christmas. Lagi po tayo magsaya at magpasalamat sa ating pong mga biyaya. Lagi po namin sinasabi dito sa Power and Play tuwing Sabado, bawal ang masungit at sa lahat po ng ating gawain, ad maiorem Dei gloriam, all for the greater glory of God. Kami po ang 1PH Teleserbisyo para sa Pilipino. Susunod na po ang inay ko po. Happy Sports Weekend mga kapatid! More power, more play.
Ganyan ang indak ng mga bundila. Kindak-kindak, kukura-kura, pinaglalaan yung mga mukha. Sa kapwa ko Pilipino, ipagmalaki ang galing na meron tayo. Ilantad ang likas nating talento at magdala ng saya sa mundo. Sa harap ng pagsubok ay di susuko. Para sa pangarap tayo'y porsigido. Magpakitang gilas na at huwag magpatalo. Ipag-iwang natin ang Pilipino. Yan ang Pinoy. Mula noon at hanggang ngayon talento natin ng bida. Mula sa simpleng bakuran hanggang entablado natin ipakita. May pagsubok man ng Pinoy, pinalalakas ng saya. San man tayo sa pulo, Chumbe, Sibay, Lakay, Amiga. Sama-samang pakita ang galing nating katropa sa kapwa ko.